What's up, good people, man? It's your boy Z the Real. ZT. Welcome to ZTV 1990. When I bring you the real, I'm a realist, so I gotta tell the truth. I gotta let my people know what's going on, and this is gonna be part 2 of my series of the Civil War, because there is a civil war right now. Believe it or not, we are in the midst of a civil war. When we all seen what's been going on with Palestine versus Israel, okay, the IDF going at Hamas or ISIS, because they're both the same thing. I need to let people know this. ISIS is the same as Hamas or Gaza. It's the same people. They're the same type of Muslim. These are people that hate Jews entirely. They hate America too, and that's been going on since after 9/11. We've been out there fighting for 20 years, but they have not stopped. They regrouped, and since then, on October 7th, 2023, we all seen what happened. And I need to let people know what's going on here. I need to let people know that since then, Bibi Netanyahu has not stopped. He said he's not going to stop until all of Hamas leaders have been taken down. Now, in part 2, I'm going to show you that these people recruit. Okay? What's going on with these protesters, there's a reason why that's happening. It's all psychological warfare. They recruit people to do their bidding, to do their work. ISIS has been recruiting people for years now. They recruit people so they can plan certain terrorist attacks. And I need my listeners to be prepared to what's getting ready to happen, or what might potentially go down before God comes back. All right? Now, before I get started, I'm going to read to you something from Matthew chapter 24, verse 6 through 8. Again, if you have your Bible, you can read along, but this is coming from Matthew chapter 24, verse 6 through 8. And it reads, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." So they telling you right now, in the last days, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. There's going to be a lot of tragedies all around you. People, we live in a time where you must choose which side you're going to be on. See, this civil war is not a race thing. This is coming down to religion. And as we progress in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, again, I want to give, I just want to say before I continue on too, is just a shout out to all my subscribers. Everybody's going to be listening to this video. I would have said this part 2 sooner, but again, we're living in a time where a lot of things is very, very, very sensitive. Even on my TikTok, every time I try to expose the enemy, I expose the H group, which is Hamas, right? And I get on these Palestine supporters, because again, people, I'm gonna show you why they need to stop chanting what they've been chanting. There are people that are not even Muslim, don't know what they're doing. There's real demons here. Okay, people are saying free Palestine. They're doing all this. They chant this and that and the other, and don't understand what the jihadist movement is and what the Sunni Muslims are doing. They're doing Sunni Muslim activity. Okay, a lot of stuff comes out their book. So I'm gonna break down who this terrorist is from New Orleans, and I'm also gonna be speaking on the Las Vegas bomber too. Matter of fact, we gonna get to him in a little bit. Because the Las Vegas, the one that went to Trump's hotel, he may be connected. That this both happened around the same time, just an hour later. But I want to talk about this New Orleans killer because he's the main one. The guy in Vegas, he didn't really he blew up, but nothing really happened. He didn't really kill nobody. He wanted to, but that didn't really happen. That was a failed attempt. Now, and this is from the Louisiana Illuminer. This is one of their from Bourbon Street terrorist attack. This is one of their articles. All 14 people killed in New Orleans terrorist attack identified. Hundreds turn out for memorial vigil on Bourbon Street. It says 14 people killed Wednesday morning's terrorist attack on Bourbon Street have been identified either through family members or verification from the local coroner. So you can read all of this, man. These are all people that passed away. And it's really sad. So you can read this all for yourself. You know, I just want y'all to see what this man has done. All these are people that he murdered. Okay, I need people to realize what's going on here, man. You know, this is crazy. He killed black and white too. Amongst that, all right. Now let's see who this terrorist is. I want y'all to see this, man. I want y'all to see the face of an actual killer. This man here, Shamshadai Jabbar. Now you see this guy. He looks like your next door neighbor. This man appears to be the person you would see at a church. He looks like that average coworker. Just a man you'll see at your local office. Because I don't care how rough times is, I don't care what you're going through. Just because your wife divorced you, okay, your business is not going good, you're not going good, because he was a real estate agent, but this guy was also military. I'm gonna get to that in a few minutes, but just because you things are going rough, that don't mean you go and just kill innocent people and drive all the way from Texas to do it. So I want y'all to see a good look in his face. This is a black man, by the way. And that's what makes this even more cringe. Because normally you would expect a Middle Eastern to do what he just did. So we gonna I want everybody to see this. It says today approximately at 3. This is weird. When it happened, right? An individual drove a pickup truck into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing at least 10. Now we know it's 14. After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local enforcement. Law enforcement returned fire, and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene. 2 law enforcement officers were injured and transported to a local hospital. The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Shamshadai Jabbar, a U.S. citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to have been rented, and we are working to confirm how the subject came into possession of the vehicle. An ISIS flag. So I want y'all to see that. ISIS. Okay? ISIS flag was located in the vehicle. So that's not a coincidence. The FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations. Weapons and a potential IED were located in the subject's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter. The FBI Special Agent Bomb technicians are working with our law enforcement partners to determine if any devices are viable, and they will work to render those devices safe. So they saying he might have planted potential bombs to go off. The FBI is the lead investigative agency, and we are working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism. We are aggressively running down all leads to identify any possible associates of the subject. So, and I need y'all also to see this too, man. Because this guy, like I mentioned before, this guy's ex-military, so he's very that's dangerous. Anytime ISIS can recruit people that's in our military that served, this man went to Iraq and served for a number of years. So anytime they can go and recruit somebody out of our military, that's very, very, very bad. That's extreme red flag, y'all. Okay? But let's read some more. It said the FBI has released video, some of it obtained from terrorist Shamshadai bin Jabbar, that shows him in the French Quarter in the hours before he killed 14 people and injured dozens more. And his view as he rode a bicycle through the historic district exactly 2 months earlier. What most terrorists do, they scope the area they're gonna hit. Okay, for those that watched the 9/11 documentary, I watched it in class one time. They been had it planned what they was gonna do to 9/11 to those trade towers. That's what most legit terrorists do, especially those that's from the Middle East. These Unibombers. So you gotta understand that he had this plan. This is a man who there's been the police, the FBI also found out that he's already had planned. He already joined ISIS in the summer, and that was during the time we had those protests when people saying free Palestine and all this other stuff going on. But let me digress and continue. The footage comes from French Quarter surveillance cameras, and the scenes Jabbar recorded on metal glasses in October during what the FBI said was the first of 2 trips he took to New Orleans before his early New Year's Day massacre. Authorities recovered 3 homemade bombs. They said Jabbar placed in small coolers, including 2 that he's been on video placing on Bourbon Street. One of the explosive devices was found in the pickup truck he drove after he sped through a crowd of pedestrians and was killed in a shootout with police. Also recovered from the truck was what the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms considers a remote detonation device. So this man was planning to kill a lot of people. Jabbar, a 42-year-old IT professional and a U.S. Army veteran from Texas, could have used it to set off these bombs had New Orleans police not responded soon enough. So remember, they probably seen what was going on and they responded immediately. ATL Special Agent in charge Joshua Jackson said during news conference Sunday. So they probably seen what he was doing and they was already after him. Now the FBI complied of footage is shared into a single video that's nearly 4 minutes long. That time stats followed the detailed content. I want everybody to see this. This is him with his glasses. What most terrorists do, they look to see what they gonna hit. Look at all them people. Bourbon Street. Anybody know anything about Bourbon Street? Is active. This is why the NFL already took precaution. They got people that's going to these NFL events because the Super Bowl is supposed to be here in February, next month. Matter of fact. But look what this guy's doing. This was in October. So I want everybody to see this. Y'all gotta understand how these people think and what they do. Look at scoping. Now, them bombs he was getting ready to place, if he would have had his way, had police not came immediately, he would have set some stuff off. He would have destroyed some buildings. I truthfully believe ISIS, this man was in contact with one of the terrorists. Somebody from Hamas. Now you see why Trump and the one he elected is so adamant about taking out these basically removing these illegal immigrants, removing them back out of this country. Because some of these illegal immigrants that came here, like these Venezuelans and these Haitians, might be working with ISIS. Look at him. Again, you would never think of him being this violent. I said, this man looks like your everyday regular brother from down the street. But this is an actual mass murderer. So y'all can't tell me the devil ain't real. Right now, you're looking through the eyes of a real demon. This man was demon possessed by the enemy. This is a man who betrayed his country. And not only did he betray his country, he's making black Muslims look bad out here. So for all the black Muslims, the Shiite Muslims, y'all got to speak out and say this is not what you represent. Because this man is making it real, real hard. Look at that, man. This is sick. And you can see all this, right? They cover all this footage. Look how many people. See, he was planning on doing this because a lot of people. Most of these Sunni Muslims, these jihadists, they kill in large areas. So I need people to understand, man. They gotta stop trying to chant certain things, man. Y'all gotta stop trying to. You can't be. You gotta watch for people that's becoming radical. If you know somebody that's been supporting Palestine, you gotta look at them differently now. I'm not saying to go spy on them. I ain't saying to judge them, but you gotta be careful of them. Because the enemy wants you to do what this man has done. You gotta stay what's going on here. Look at that, 2020. So this was earlier that day. There's cameras everywhere. Now you see why they post cameras in every corner. So I need y'all to all see that. Okay? You know, like I said, this is very like I said, it's sick, it's cringe. But I gotta let y'all know what's going on here. Okay, so all this you can read. See, I'm somebody who do my research. I'm somebody who don't just go word for word. I don't just look at somebody else where I don't just look at what other people got to say. You know, I'm not gonna just now let's look at the Las Vegas bomber. Just before I continue, the Army Green Beret behind Las Vegas Cybertruck attack wrote New Year's Eve letter signaling mental health crisis. They say this is a mental health crisis, but again, he could be. This happened within the same day, not long neither, just an hour. This happened within the same time. The string of coincidences that initially appeared to link the New Year's Day tragedies in New Orleans and Las Vegas have been overtaken by mounting evidence that the Tesla Cybertruck bombing at the Trump International Hotel was in fact a public display of private tragedy, new information and interviews show. Decorated U.S. Special Armed Forces Matthew Livensberger sent a disjointed email on the morning of the New Year's Eve to Samuel Shoemate, a retired Army intelligence officer and military pundit. It outlined a constellation of grievances and dire warnings related to the military service, but gave no hint of explanation for his actions. No, I believe he might have been recruited too. This is what I said. People y'all gotta see what's going on here, man. They could be linked. They could both be linked, man. Now, all this you can read. Let's say investigators said that briefing Friday that Lewisberger planned and prepared the Las Vegas bombing alone. On Sunday morning, the day after authorities say he rented the Cybertruck, Lewisberger sent Arit photos, and Arit is his, I think, his girlfriend at the time. Photos of the Tesla and said, "I rented a Tesla Cybertruck. It's the blissitive." Y'all know, y'all can read, y'all know what he's talking about. She also told CBS News that Livensberger sent her playful videos of himself listening to rap and drove to Las Vegas. Arit said the FBI visited her after the explosion. She said they told her he had been in contact with several other women in days leading up to the bombing. So ain't no telling what those women were, right? Those women could be Muslim. They could be these Sunnis Muslim. These could be these women could be part of the could be part of ISIS. Several women. That's it. Like that's why they need to track this man's phone and see who he's been talking about. Ari also said that Livensberger suffered a traumatic brain injury before she met him while deployed in the Middle East, and told her it caused a change in his behavior. He said he didn't want to get treatment for it. So why would you want to get help? He felt it would ruin his career if he sought help, she said. All he wanted to do was deploy and get back to it. He suffered a lot of memory problems. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. But see, look at it. Medical, look at Red, Walter Reed National Medicine. So again, like him and this other guy was out in Iraq around 2009 because that's where Shamshadi was also at. They was all in the military around 2009 when this war was going on. Because again, man, just because you did that, there ain't no reason to kill. He tried to kill people and it failed. That's what I believe. This man tried to kill people by that hotel and it failed, man. It didn't happen. Look, soldier shot himself in the head before a Cybertruck exploded. Again, no, like I said, something is not adding up here. Now I want y'all to see this. And salute to Brandon Tatum, by the way. Because I need to see what y'all. I'm showing y'all all this because again, October 12th was a planned attack by ISIS and Hamas. They all working together. Now, we've seen a lot of those protesters back in June. College campuses that got shut down. Y'all seen all those campuses from Georgia on down. That was all planned because they're trying to program people to go against America. They're trying to program individuals to feel sorry for them so they could convert you over to Islam. Like Shamsu just did, or Shamsu did. They believe in death. Okay, it's the Sunni Muslim jihadist way. Just like we seen on 9/11, what happened on October 12th, they want something else to happen here. And we got to be praying against these attacks. So people, you got to understand what you're dealing with here. The enemy is trying to destroy us from the inside out. Because they can recruit Sheriff Sadid. Who else they going to recruit? But let's hear this because this is very interesting. I need people to really pay attention.
Be vigilant and we will overcome this. But don't be an idiot. Oh, we got a clip on that? Put that clip over there real quick. Boy, they whooping these clips out like Big Macs. Roll the clip.
Are we witnessing a global intifada? The same global intifada, the same uprising, which we have heard preached across the globe for the last 14 months by...
Do not chant intifada. Don't do it. Do not do it. Because intifada, that means death upon whoever the enemy is. That's what the Sunni Muslims chant when they about to go on, when someone about to go kill somebody, murder, suicide, right? When these people, like you hear about these suicide bombers, that's what they be chanting. It's very, very, very demonic, people. Extremely demonic. Don't do it. Okay? This is what I'm saying. A lot of these protesters, you got to start looking at them. You got to start paying attention. Okay? Because they're going to mess around here and get a spirit on them.
By terrorist sympathizers who want the West to fall. Overnight, at least 15 people were killed when they were mowed down at high speed by a man who drove his truck into crowds in New Orleans. He has been identified as Shamsuddin Jabbar. The FBI says he was inspired by Islamic State and was, quote, hell-bent on carnage.
It was very intentional behavior. This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. This perpetrator, who went around our barricades in order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did.
The attack happened on the busy and well-known Bourbon Street where New Year's revelers were having the time of their lives. The FBI says Shamsuddin Jabbar was a recent convert to Islam and believe he was not acting alone. In fact, they...
Now, remember I told y'all that Las Vegas bomber, right? Who was he getting in contact with? Who's those women he was talking to? See, these are things we got to start asking ourselves, people. Now, this protest from Palestine, right? They have not been peaceful, been real violent. There are people that have gotten hurt. These are people that's saying all these mean things about Jews. The only Jews were Christians because Jesus Christ himself was a Jew. Okay? There's a lot of stuff that went down. There are people who got arrested from these protests. Hijacking these schools, and these students will pay all this money and they can't go to class. You need to understand what you're dealing with here. Again, it's a real murderous demon. You're dealing with a real devil. Okay? Remember, he got recruited. He got influence. It's two types of Muslims. Now, Sunni and Shiite. Now, Shiite was pretty much Malcolm X. They was all about peace and the protection of their people. Malcolm X didn't believe in this jihadist stuff. What Shamsuddin did on New Year's Eve, that was what Malcolm X was against. And Elijah Muhammad, they was against that. But let's continue.
They found weapons and explosives in his vehicle, and authorities are also investigating whether a massive explosion in a Tesla Cybertruck outside a Las Vegas hotel owned by Donald Trump is connected to that.
You see this person here? That's who I believe he was trying to hit. That shooting himself, that's just a diversion. He's trying to kill more people. Had there been a lot more people walking around coming through this hotel, because I worked at one before. Back when I lived in Long Beach, out here in California. And I worked at a very historic hotel, by the way. He wanted multiple people to be walking through here. That's what he was waiting for. So y'all got to understand this, man. Like, most of these people, and I'm starting to notice a pattern. A lot of them, again, they believe in killing, blowing themselves up. They love choosing an explosive. They choose a weapon that can kill multiple people all at once. And I'm not telling this to scare you. I'm just trying to prepare you and prepare my audience for what's to come ahead, potentially.
Terrorist attack. Now, let's be clear. The West is not next. Terror is happening in the West now. In fact, it has been happening for some time. And who is to blame? Western countries have done this to themselves by refusing to call out extremism and refusing to shut down the hate and threats.
This is why Joe Biden can't be president no more. Kamala Harris, definitely. Kamala Harris was quiet about this entire time. You notice Kamala Harris didn't say anything about the terrorists. She didn't say nothing about this stuff at all. Her and Biden allowed it to happen. They allowed people to protest extreme, violently. Okay, they allowed this stuff to keep going. Open border policy. That was not wise, because we have an open border policy. Certain ISIS members can come right in here. For all we know, one of the H group might be in here. I'm just telling you, man. That's why she can't be president. Her and Biden got to go. Sorry, man. They set this country up to get attacked. Like Shamsuddin had done. Okay, just like the New Orleans killer. They set this country up for attacks like that. Biden and Kamala Harris did a horrible job. But yet you got people that still defend him and speak up for him.
Spewed on our streets by terror sympathizers. The warning signs have been there for a long time, but they have been ignored. This was entirely predictable. Since October 7, pro-Palestine protesters have taken over the streets. They excused and tried to justify the murder and slaughter of...
Before we continue, I'm trying to figure out, why won't these people get them a passport and go fight over there? If you hate Israel this much, and you think that Israel deserved to die, despite what happened to them, why won't you go over there and go fight? These people have no idea what they're doing. But people, you got to understand, it's a murdering demon. The Antichrist is setting the stage. And I'll cover him in part 3. Because the devil plays a lot into this. But you got to understand something. These people don't realize what they're doing. They're playing around with demonic spirits. It's a very murderous demon. They're doing all this now, but they won't go over there and go fight. Why attack your homeland? There are people that don't deserve to go through this. They don't deserve to die. Not like that. I don't understand how you can protest for a country you feel has been depressed, which there was no Palestine. Palestine didn't exist when Jesus walked the earth. In BC and AD time, they weren't the rich, like centuries ago, like 17th, 15th, 16th century, there was no Palestine. Okay, that's all a front. No. They didn't want you to feel sorry for these kids, but they train these children at early ages to hate Israel, to hate Jews. The stuff a lot of these Middle Eastern Muslims, these jihadists, these Ghazians have done, which Mossad Youssef have tried to warn people about, is terrible. But again, I'm trying to figure this out. Why won't these people get their passport and go fight over there? They can't because they scared. This is coward. Again, this is you shouldn't be here. If you hate America that much, leave. But that's my opinion. But It is sickening.
Innocent Jews. In places like Europe and the US, it has been even more menacing and intimidating. Flags of terror groups have been waved so brazenly in the streets. Here at home in Australia, we saw the ugly scenes on the steps of the Sydney Opera House. And there are hate preachers who walk among us who openly and publicly celebrated the massacre. On college campuses in the US, American flags were burned. They wanted an uprising. They called for resistance and, again, a global intifada. Intifada revolution! Long live Intifada! Long live Intifada! Long live Intifada! Over at Harvard University, they wanted intifada in their own backyard. Intifada coming to America. Intifada, intifada coming to America. Intifada, intifada coming to America. Intifada isn't just some fun throwaway phrase between classmates at universities. It's a rallying call for terror. Intifada, Arabic for uprising, is associated with the Second Intifada, a period of terror attacks in Israel in the early 2000s marked by suicide bombing.
So again, people, they're trying to brainwash you. They're brain programming people to kill themselves in the name of Allah, who they worship. So you got to understand, these are people that's doing this. They don't realize what they're doing. They're messing around with evil. It's satanic. They want that done here. Again, ever since 9/11, 2001, there are people that's been trying to plot this attack. Now you see why this is why Trump is being shot at, because Trump sees the agenda. He sees what's going on. Come on now, y'all. It's not a coincidence why they keep trying to kill him. Y'all so worried about what Trump is doing. We got to worry about this. Again, I don't understand why people are so scared of Trump. See, it's all brainwashing. I wasn't born yesterday. I'm too smart for that. They want you to be scared of Trump and ignore what's going on. Meanwhile, there's many other Shamsuddins that's here in this country that we're not watching out for. They want another Shamsuddin. They want more people to get their life up and kill others in the name of what they believe in. Because the Muslims trying to take over the world. I'll tell you that now, man. They want to take over everything. They're going after America because we're allies with Israel. So this is what I said, people, we're at war. This is spiritual warfare right in front of your face.
And the rallying cry, has been ignored by leaders across the world. When these radicals tell you what they want, believe them. Because here we are with an ISIS-inspired terror attack in New Orleans. The terrorist Shamsud Din Jabbar is a US citizen and military veteran from Texas.
Like I said, that's nothing to be playing around with. If they can recruit others like him, ain't no telling what's going to get ready to happen. Again, people, this is not a joke. I don't play games. I'm too old for that. I've been assigned by God to tell y'all the truth, man. In 2025, we got to be praying. We got to really, really pray. Because this man basically betrayed his own country. You were just out there fighting against these same people he joined. That's the devil. So y'all can't tell me the devil don't exist. He does. People don't realize what they're doing. But you inviting demonic spirits in here.
FBI says an ISIS flag was located in the vehicle and that the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organisations. Jabbar deliberately went around barricades to get into Bourbon Street and plough into the crowd, occasionally even veering onto sidewalks at high speed. He was intent on running over as many people as he could. And hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media that indicated he was inspired by ISIS and expressed desire to kill.
Hold on.
He was a terrorist.
We'll We'll finish. Did you hear what she said? Hours before the attack, he posted it on social media. They will shut you down if you were to say the vaccine wasn't safe. They'll shut your whole account down, ban you instantaneously from text. You ain't even say nothing. You shared a comment, ban your whole account. They'll flag your stuff as fake news immediately. But how come if a person is insinuating that he's radicalized by a terrorist group and that he wants this stuff to come to pass in America, that they don't do nothing? Roll a clip.
Sympathizer. Cops were shot at and explosives detonated at the same time. This man left behind a trail of carnage. Wake up, America, and wake up the world. This is what a global intifada looks like.
So now y'all see. You see what's going on here. I'm waking y'all up. Okay? And I'm gonna show you something else. This was earlier this year. Okay, now this is Riti Patel, and I want you to see this. I want people to pay very close attention. Now, this is an Indian woman who was married to one of these Muslims, these Sunni Muslims. Now, this was at Bakersfield, California. I want you to see this, right? This is an Indian woman. Y'all gonna see the same spirit. The same spirit that was on that brother that just committed that murder and betrayed his country is on this woman here.
You guys don't care about anything happening in Palestine or any other country where oppression occurs because you don't care about the oppression occurring here. And I understand that you guys are all horrible people, but the thing is, 2,300 people being evicted in the last year, those are votes. And you guys, those are votes to win here in Bakersfield. And while you guys parade Gandhi around as a Hindu holiday called Chaitra Navratri, it starts off this week, I remind you that these holidays that we practice, that other people in the global south practice, believe in violent revolution against their oppressors. And I hope one day somebody brings the guillotine and kills all of you.
Now, who chops people's heads off? Who gonna bring the guillotine? That's gonna be the Antichrist. That's gonna be Satan. I'm letting y'all know that now. That's who'll probably be doing it. What he gonna be doing it to? Christians. Anybody that don't call him Jesus. Say one day somebody bring the kingdom, right? That's the devil. These Middle Easterns is chopping people's heads off. And they going after Christians too. Anybody that represents anything of a Jewish origin, since Jesus was born in Bethlehem, right, to Mary and Joseph who are Jews, again, they're going to do this to anybody that don't go along with them. Again, that's a demonic spirit. But let's continue.
Increased criminalization for no need other than you don't like when people come and hold you guys accountable for introducing ceasefire resolutions, because the only escalation in violence has been by you all. And so there's no need to continue. In the last 5 years I've attended city council meetings, there's never been metal detectors, there's never been more cops. The only reason you're doing it is because people actually don't care if you guys don't like them, and they're actually resisting, so you want to criminalize them. So regardless of whether you elect people into office, they'll backstab you, they'll let you die, and for that reason, you guys want to criminalize us with metal detectors, we'll see you at your house, we'll murder you.
Now, y'all heard that, right? You just seen that. Now, I just showed you what Brandon Tatum posted on that video. The Intifada, that's what she's talking about. What Shamsidi did, that's exactly what she's talking about. Yeah, people, now it's time to start praying. This is why we got to stop worried about Diddy. That's all the distraction. Diddy, what's going on, Diddy's a distraction, right? Jay-Z going down for something he didn't do. It's all the distraction. They don't want you to focus on what's really going on here. Now, who is Riti Patel? Let's look at this real quick before I end this video. Look at her crying. Look at her crying, right? She's going to prison. The judge here to send her to prison because that's a threat. You can't just be threatening. You can't threaten city council. They don't play that in the courtroom.
That was a threat. what you said at the end, and so the officers are going to escort you out and take care of that.
Yeah, any American activists allegedly made terror threats. They don't play that,
You guys
y'all.
are all horrible human beings. We'll see you at your house.
Got arrested and charged with 18 family accounts. So they're not playing that. And there was never going to be no ceasefire. That's another thing I need people to understand. It was never going to be a ceasefire. Netanyahu's not going to stop. Neither is the H group. They're not. They're not going to stop. They're just not, man. They've been going to war for years, centuries.
I'm here to speak in support of the City Council introducing a ceasefire resolution, specifically the one United Liberation Front has drafted. I don't have faith that you'll do this. You guys are all horrible human beings. None of you care because you guys don't care about anything happening in Palestine or any other country where oppression.
But see, that Palestine ain't got nothing to do with us. That has zero to do with us. America's not the problem. But like I told y'all, a woman like this here ain't gonna go over there and go fight. It don't make sense. I see that as coward. These people are cowards. But again, the devil is a coward. It's a demon. This woman is demon possessed. So now you'll see what y'all dealing with. You see what you're dealing with here, man. This seemed like the last woman that'll be doing something like this. But again, we up against, you gotta see what the enemy is. So to all my prayer warriors, now you see what we gotta do. If we're the army of the Lord, we gotta cast out these demons.
Occurs because you don't care about the oppression occurring here.
This is everything that's been going on. So I told you, look at this, right? Again, people are doing their homework. Y'all see what's going on here. They planning something.
You guys want to criminalize us with metal detectors? The increased criminalization for no need other than you don't like when people come and hold you guys accountable for introducing ceasefire resolutions, because the only escalation in violence has been by you all. And so there's no need to continue. In the last 5 years I've attended city council meetings, there's never been metal detectors, there's never been more cops. The only reason you're doing it is because people actually don't care if you guys don't like them, and they're actually resisting, so you want to criminalize them.
10 counts. Yeah, she going away for a long time. Now, what the FBI gonna probably do, they're gonna question her. They're gonna say who she working with, because she had a battery in her back. There's people that told her to do that. She ain't doing that alone. Yeah, sitting up there crying them tears, man. Now you're sorry now, right? But she wasn't sorry when she said it. That woman's officially labeled a terrorist. Officially now they on her list. She's on the red list. Because again, they're gonna see who she's working with. That woman was planning to do that. Again, she said that they hope somebody bring the guillotine. The one that's going to be bringing the guillotine is the devil. For those who get left behind. I'm going to be covering more on that on part 3. Okay, but I just need to let y'all know, see right now, they're using everyday people to try to attack us from the inside out. So before I end this video, folks, you got to stay vigilant. You got to start seeing what's going on around you. Start paying attention. We in 2025. Now is not the time to be looking at an artist, looking at a celebrity. Channels like Isaiah Robin, Ruslan KD, right? Marcus Rogers. I don't pay attention to those channels because those channels are not really preaching the real word of God. They looking at artists. They're looking at a Beyonce and Jay-Z. They want to look at Doja Cat. They want to expose that, right? They'll tell you about they'll tell you about that, but won't go at this. None of them are actually using the real word of God. And I'm not trying to start beeping nobody, but again, man, even with Nick Jones, like all these so-called Christian bloggers, now's the time to start really praying. Certain things on the internet, y'all got to stay away from. Stop listening to everybody, man. People that use God to focus on a celebrity, entertainer, or athlete, right? No, that's not the real gospel. Now we got to start preaching the real gospel. Because Jesus is coming back for his people. But I need y'all to see what the devil is doing and who he's using. But I want to thank everybody for watching this video. You know, so I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Yeah, that woman crying now. She's sorry now. Yeah, that girl, this Rhea Patel, that woman is now she gonna be questioned. But they're gonna find out who she working with. So yeah, y'all watch for people like that, man. So again, people, y'all see what we dealing with here. You see what's going on. Okay, I need people to really, really, really start in 2025. Now is the time to start fasting. We gotta really pray because God's coming back sooner than you know. There's a lot of stuff getting ready to go down. Okay, none of this is coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't. Everything happens for a reason. But with that being said, people, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. You know, again, this is not to scare nobody, but again, we got to be aware of what's going on. Because the devil is down here. Right now, you've seen real demons. The devil is manifesting. This election was part of it. Come on now, man. Trump getting shot at. Meanwhile, you got Biden and Kamala just letting people in here, man. Like, they set us up for this. But again, I'm not going to back down. I can't back down. I got to tell the truth. But again, man, y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. Again, Happy New Year to all my, to anybody watching this video. Part 3 coming soon. Part 3 is coming soon.